Welcome to Shopping with the Contessa, the Contessa's Cheap Tricks. Today we're going to talk about how to buy things that look medieval and feel medieval and function medieval, but fit a shoestring budget. Glassware. I actually did some digging around and I found also a Cheaporeplica glass for you. So this is, this can be very expensive, anywhere up to $50, $60 if I were to buy this by a local glassmaker or from a local glassmaker. But here at the old Hansa, they are actually selling these gorgeous replicas of these beakers for €5, which is incredibly inexpensive. They're currently on sale, which is why they're so cheap. So if you're watching this, jump on that now. Of course, shipping adds a couple of euros or more per glass, I think €6 per glass. So if you want to actually purchase them, I recommend getting together with a group of friends, buying a whole batch of them that will distribute the shipping cost across all of them and make it very inexpensive. So for a replica glass, €5, $6 is extremely inexpensive. So definitely, this is not a cheaposimilar, this is a cheaporeplica. Now that I have my glass, I need a vessel to transport liquid to the glass. So we're back to the land of cheaposimilars rather than cheaporeplicas, but these are really good cheaposimilars. Pendler? We have quite a collection here. So these are 3 flagons of various designs, and they are pewter. 2 of them are safe pewter, and you can tell that because on the bottom of this one there used to be an angel, but it's kind of faded away. But what you want to look for, oh, it's on the top on this one. So this one has an angel. So you want to look for an angel like this to know that it is lead free, because otherwise the pewter is, look here, you want to see an angel like this, which is actually the angel from the top of this flagon. Because otherwise, pewter is a combination of tin and lead traditionally, historically up until like the 1950s in some cases. So you want to make sure it has that. This little guy, I'm going to wash my hands after this,
has water in it.
Has water in it. I don't know how old that water is.
I just cleaned it.
Oh, okay, good. And actually, this one does seem to have, it's either an angel or, it's either an angel or the imperial eagle from the Holy Roman Empire's coat of arms, also the Kingdom of Bohemia. So you want to make sure it has that angel on the inside of it, or you can use it as a decorative piece, but you should most likely not use it for food consumption. That being said, if you buy pewterware and you want to verify that it in fact does not have lead, there are actually kits like this that you can procure at most any hardware store, and you can actually test yourself to see whether the item has lead or not. It's a very simple test. It doesn't require extracting samples or any sort of destructive techniques, so fear not on that account. I do recommend this on any pieces you buy from a secondhand shop, a flea market, an antique store. Please do get these test kits and try them on everything. That includes ceramics, by the way. In my last cheaposimilar video, I presented this beautiful maiolica plate. And I haven't done this yet because I haven't used this plate yet, but we're going to now. We're going to go and purchase one of these kits, and maybe we'll do a video on that. And we're going to test it to see whether it contains heavy metals. Now, apparently, especially up until the 1970s, nearly all pottery, whether made in Europe or Mexico or America, contained heavy metals because they make oranges, reds, and yellows brighter. And then, of course, a lot of a lot of glazes were lead-based. So this makes it especially challenging if you find older pieces to use them as dining equipment. So I really recommend this test. Big thing for food safety. Now these, you can see from this picture here, these flagons are very, very, very close to the originals from the 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th centuries. which makes them a really great find. I think I paid maybe $15 or $20 for each of these. If you were to buy these as a replica, it would be $150, $200 probably. Unless you bought them from, you know, made in Pakistan. And I really discourage that kind of shopping if you can do so. So flagons, of course, they're useful for wine, they're useful for water. I do, however, recommend that you do not let acidic substances sit in them no matter what for prolonged periods of time. Decant your wine into it, use it to serve at the end of the evening. Make sure your wine is finished and your vessel is washed. Okay, moving onward. A usage note on these sorts of metal flagons. They actually used to put these with wine in them in a bucket of water, as you can see here, often in pairs. So I think that was probably because one had wine and one had water, because as I've mentioned before, medieval people weren't sots. They drank their wine diluted, but they liked it chilled. Chilled is relative. But if you put one of these in a bucket, then evaporative cooling will take over and it will cool the wine down to the temperature of the water, whatever that is, which is likely to be lower than the air temperature. So if you want to chill your beverages authentically, nice wooden bucket, water, metal flagons, et voila. Last item is actually not dining related at all, but it is a question that a lot of you have been asking me, and so I'll answer it in this video rather than waiting for some specific video. Fabric. Fabric is something you can actually find at secondhand shops across the world in forms you might not acknowledge. Yes, those shops do receive donations of actual, real, honest to God fabric that is just waiting to be crafted into something else. But what they receive more of, and that's nearly always quality materials, are curtains. And curtains, especially designer curtains, tend to be made from natural fibers that are authentically medieval, and you can recycle, reuse, upcycle those into other garments. So here is a set panther that I found in a Goodwill in Washington State, actually, in Covington, outside of Seattle. And these are just plain old, boring, white linen curtains. White linen curtains. It's about 50 inches wide, which is fantastic for a width. It is a very high quality linen, as you can see here in this photo. Pure white, and it's not a hideous optic white, it just looks like it's a bleached white. And it will be really easy just to pull the seams out, the hems out of this, and that will probably actually, now that I think about it, if I take these hems out, this might actually get up to 60 inches wide. And you know, curtains are designed to go from window to floor these days, a lot of them. So this one is about, and you're about to see a really high-tech form of measurement here. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. So about 3 meters plus a little bit extra on the hems. 3 meters, and this pair of curtains, so 6 meters of fabric cost me $9.80 of really high quality linen. Good luck finding high quality linen like that off the bolt for that price. So yes, it may take you a little more time because you'll have to do some serious shopping and going from store to store and checking their inventory, but always go to the curtain section. White linen is the fabric you want for your undergarments because you can boil the hell out of them in your washing machine and it won't do anything to the dyes, because this is the layer, as you see, that sits on your skin and gets all the ring around the collar and keeps your nice garments from developing ring around the collar. So white linen undergarments for the win. Curtains are your friend. So this isn't really a cheaposimilar, but it is a Contessa's cheap trick. Thank you all for joining me for today's Contessa's cheap tricks, cheaposimilars, cheaporeplicas, and interesting items you can find in unexpected places. I love to hear from you. Please tell me in the comments below what kind of cheaposimilars or cheaporeplicas you've found, and please do share pictures. I love to hear everyone's creativity. I love to see everyone's creativity and hear about their adventures. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay creative.